Hi everyone, I'm gonna show you how I created these envelope journals. I did a flip through video which you can look at. They're not finished yet. I still need to just embellish them with some pockets and things. So I have some different papers from Pink Monarch Prints, the November kit, sorry, and then some from a 6x6 pad. I've got my pages, which I've already cut and inked. I've got some from the kit and just a couple sheets of music paper, and those printed this size, which worked out perfectly. I've got 2 large envelopes, and those are a hair over 5 and about 7 1/4. And then I've got a smaller one that's about 4 1/2 by 6 1/4, and then 3 more smaller ones, just various sizes, whatever you have on hand. So you're going to start with the 2 that are the 5 by 7-ish. You want to put them both with the flaps going in one direction. I'm going to take some glue on the flap of this one. And I use art glitter glue for most stuff. You're just going to line those up and stick them down. I did watch a video on YouTube that gave the general idea of doing these, and then I switched it up to make it my own. So this is going to be the main part of your journal. You can go ahead and ink all of your edges on the top, sides. They're going to be covered mostly with paper, but you'll see that edge, and it just always finishes it off by inking those edges. You can do this flap too. And then flip it over. I'm using the Tim Holtz Vintage Photo. This will be a semi-vintage theme that I'm doing for a swap. You get all of your pieces ready for these. They work up fairly quick. You don't need tons of pages for them, which is nice. Okay. All right. So just gonna get these pages out of the way for the moment. So what you need to decide is which of your papers you want for your cover. I kind of like this one, so I'm just going to trim that. And then decide on the size of it. Okay, so we said these were just a hair over 5 by 7 1/4. So I think I will cut my paper at about 4 3/4 wide. Just bear with me. And then I will do it about 6 3/4 high. you can actually, you're going to need 4 pieces at that size. So I might need to go a hair bigger. No, I guess that's okay. So you're going to do all 4 of your larger papers at that same size. You can actually cut these all at the same time. 4 3/4. And you can set all your scraps aside. And 6 3/4 that way. Okay, so you've got all those cut now. And here, you can round your corners if you want to. I guess I will do that. And then you'll ink all 4 of those, which I will go ahead and do. That will be the front. I think I will use this one and that one on the inside, and then this one will go on the back. The one for the back you can just set aside for the moment, and then the 2 for your inside, trim the corners, and then I'm using a large punch, and I'm going to punch those to make pockets. On the video that I watched, they made a template and actually cut out the shape of the envelope, but I found this was a little quicker and easier to do this way. That will be one side. Okay, so those will be your inside pockets, which you can just set to the side for now. And then you will also need to cover this flap, and you can use your scraps to do that. This one should be big enough. And all I did for this was just left it not quite all the way down. You can make an actual template if you wanted to do this part. I don't really do templates. I just kind of cut, and I'm also cutting just a hair inside of that pencil line. As you can see, I believe. And then you can just check the fit. Okay, and adjust if needed. So this, I think, It's a little snip. Okay. And then you can use that one to make your second one with whatever scrap you have nearby. Okay, and we'll get that one cut out as well. This one you'll cut right on the line. Okay, set the scraps aside, and you will also ink the edges of those. Alright, so you've got your 4 papers, and what I'm going to do is I am going to glue my front one on. You can also use Fabri-Tac to do this part. It doesn't dry as quickly as the art glitter glue. It gives you a little bit more time to move things if you need to. A little burnish to spread that glue out, and then you can go ahead and glue your inside ones. So on this one you need to be careful that you don't put glue here. So I just kind of eyeball it. About where I think that will be, and then you just run a line, a little bit of glue there, and then you'll glue your pocket on. And then do the same for the other one. So again, just don't go in this area. Otherwise you will stick your pocket shut. And again, you can certainly make a template if you'd prefer to cover with the shape of the envelope. Okay, now we're going to do our outside flap first, because I'm going to add a little circle. You can also just do an eyelet, which I did on the other ones that I made, but I prefer to do the little circle on this one. So we're going to glue this one down, and then I have some little circles that I already made, and I think I'll go with this one. ink the edges. I don't know why I bother doing my nails, because I often get ink all over them. And then you will hold that in place, and then you're just going to gauge where the center is, poke a hole in that, and then grab a little brad. Give it a little push. And when I use brads, I do like to just take a little piece of masking tape to put over it. That way it doesn't end up popping through your paper. Okay. And now you can go ahead and glue your inner flap over. So this is what you've got so far. Okay. You can just set that part aside for the moment. So you have all of these other envelopes, and what you're going to do is decide on papers to cover those, kind of like this one for this. Not really going to measure. We'll just make a little mark. And I will use my small trimmer since this is 6-inch paper. Looks like it's right about, I can't really see the mark that I made. Okay, so right here. Right about there. A little trim around your corners. Okay. And you can do the same thing with your next envelope. And it's not really going to show. Trim this. Okay, and again on this one, make a couple of marks just so you have a little of the envelope showing. Around, and you can embellish these a little bit more after. I'm just trying to give you an idea of putting this together. Okay, now you got this little one. And we've got this one. Okay. Same thing. Okay, you can round your corners on that one. Okay. And then you have this little tiny one here, and let's see, I think I'll do this for now because I know I'm going to put something on top of this one. Okay, same thing, round your corners. Then you can go ahead and ink all of your edges on these. As well as on your envelopes. And then you can go ahead and glue those, but you want to make sure this one is going to get glued down. So the way you want these to open is that your next one needs to go this way. So just being aware of where that flap is. And then the next one is going to go on this side, and then your smallest one will go on this side. So just make sure your flaps are going in the right direction. The only one that it doesn't matter is that very last one, because that one will actually be getting glued down. last one. Okay. All right, so now this one, we're going to put the glue on the flap. And glue it to this one. So that's what that will look like. Okay. And then this one, put the glue and then you're going to glue it on this side. So that's what that will look like. And then your little one, you're going to glue on the opposite side. Just like that. And you'll do the same thing on the inside of these. So measure, you can use different punches or you can make templates. I will do them the same way as the other. And then this is going to get glued right onto your front, just like that. So again, you could have left that a little bit bigger, but you can also add some lace after if you like. So that will be during the embellishing part. So you can go ahead and give this quite a bit of glue. Stick that whole thing on the front. Okay. And then you can also flip it over and you can glue your back piece on. Okay. So now I have all of my pages ready. So you want to make sure your pages are not quite bigger so that when you close it, it'll close just like that. Okay. So I did, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages, and then I always add a page in the center that I punch because I will turn this into a pocket in the center. I just don't like to see the stitching, which to each their own. It doesn't matter. If you like to see the stitching, you can certainly leave that center pocket out. So you need to put your pages in, and we're going to clamp them so that they don't move. Even up just a hair more. And you can use whatever you have on hand for pages. They can be shorter, they can be different types of papers. I just tend to do everything on 65-pound cardstock and then throw in whatever I have. So you're going to find approximately your center. You want to leave this a little bit folded so your holes line up. And you just poke 3 holes. So 1 center, 1 top, 1 bottom. And I apologize, this paper is a little hard to see that on. And then I go from the inside out. Keep an eye on your thread. And then I go through the top, up and in. Got it caught on the clamp as usual. Give that a nice pull. And then from the top down to the bottom. This is the same way that I sew up my larger journals, and then you're going to go back up through the center, and I like to stagger that one, so one is on one side of the thread and one on the other. So you want to give that a good pull, make sure it's all nice and tight, which it is, and then you're just gonna tie that off a couple times, trim it, and then, as I said, I always turn my center into a pocket. So a line of glue at the top and the bottom. Make sure those are stuck together good. Okay. And then I will go ahead and do the insides of these pockets, and I'll do some embellishing, and I will add some pockets and things in here. I have all the ephemera ready. I just need to finish cutting it all out, and then I will finish it, and I will add a string around this to tie the whole thing up. And if you have any questions, just feel free to jump in on the comments or send me a private message, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching.